Hey, I'm Big Country,
And this is Philly Mark.
and this is
Comic Spin.
Well, today we're going to be talking about the Masters of the Universe. I'm very excited about this conversation because I always enjoy the cartoon. But today we kind of watch a little documentary to kind of find out how it all started.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the movie that just came out.
Yeah. The show that we were talking about is The Toys That Made Us, that was on Netflix. Season 1, Episode 3, He-Man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We talk about like how they pretty much was trying to compete with Star Wars in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then what happened was
That was a beast.
the Star Wars was a beast,
Yep.
and these guys, there's about 5 guys. They all got different stories, of course,
Yep.
but they all came together and created He-Man.
Mhm.
And first it started out as a toy line, then it went to a toy line with a comic book.
Yep.
Then it went from that to animation series,
Yep.
and then it went into a live action movie.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things was like they thought it was only going to make a little bit of money, but it went all the way up to $400 million back in the 80s.
That's crazy numbers for the 80s.
Yes. And then eventually it just tanked all the way down to 7 million.
Yeah.
Everybody got their theories why it happened, but you know, all good things come to an end, right?
That's true.
So, but even with that, we just recently saw one of the recent movies that came out, of Masters of the Universe, which we kind of got mixed reviews on.
Definitely mixed. Definitely mixed.
I enjoyed the movie. I mean, but I kind of missed the beginning of it. But from what I did see, I enjoyed the part that they did had Adam say, I have the power and
That's
the
true.
electric and all that.
That's true.
I think they did a good job on Skeletor.
Excellent.
Also, you know, they made Arms and Man black, which I kind of, I liked it. I think the guy did a good job on that. But what was your take on it, Mark?
I'm pretty much in the same veins. My only issues are just some of the decisions made as a storyline. Like I never really understood why to put it on Earth.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, I didn't like it in the first film. I didn't like it in this film either. Those were some of my concerns. I feel like they dumbed down Prince Adam. He was kind of just a weird guy, a muscular, roided out guy, but didn't have the intellect that like you would want for your main hero.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my concerns. I got a lot of concerns, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I 100% agree with you. Like them coming to Earth, like it don't make any sense. It was never in the cartoon. It was never in the action figure series.
Yeah.
It was never in the toys. So
Correct.
why, for some reason, when they do live action, they got to come to Earth? It doesn't make sense. The whole thing should take place there.
I feel like one of the reasons is to save money. Because making a far up land that looks believable is expensive, and I know Travis Knight, he must have had to pay an arm and a leg because they made it look good. They made it look good when it was in their
Grayskull.
Yeah, Grayskull and Eternia.
Yeah,
I was very happy with the look of it. It was just a little too corny on aspects, and it felt like it was insulated in a studio sound stage versus a mass world.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my concerns for the film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I said, I still, even though money saved, whatever, they shouldn't do it. You know, it's just like Star Wars starting off in Earth for whatever reason. They on Earth, and now all
hanging
of a sudden,
out.
and then they doing what they really supposed to be doing. It just don't make sense.
I gotta give it to Jared Leto. He did a bang up performance as Skeletor. He was the MVP, in my opinion, for that whole movie. I loved his performance. I love how extreme he took it. I love how sarcastic and juvenile he was, and mean and cruel. I love every part of that. But it's just he didn't have a counterpart in He-Man
Yeah.
to equal that, and to me it felt unearned, and I was just like, I wish we had He-Man. I wish we had. To me, it felt like we had Prince Adam the entire film, and it wasn't necessarily He-Man. Even at the end, where you get a good fight scene, it felt like it wasn't earned.
It pretty much was Adam with power.
Correct.
Because
Prince
like
Adam,
when you
yep.
it's like when you watch, like you said, when you watch the old He-Man, like he actually have a whole different personality when he's He-Man.
Cowardly.
Like you don't
Yeah.
see any Adam at all once he become He-Man.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think if they make another movie, it's almost like a Clark Kent versus Superman. Like
Yeah.
Clark Kent act a certain way, but Superman act a certain way.
Yes, exactly.
They gotta have that distinction. It shouldn't be Adam trying to be He-Man. No, he should be He-Man. You know, once he
says his line.
yeah, once he say yeah,
I have the power.
He got the power, have the power,
Exactly.
and had the personality to match it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So overall, I enjoyed the movie. So out of 5 popcorns, what would you rate it?
Okay. Now, I'm not a hater. I enjoy movies. I love movies, so I'm not a hater. They did Battle Cat wrong, in my opinion. They replaced him with Roboto, which I hated during the entire film.
Oh yeah.
And there was no meaningful interaction with Battle Cat, and I felt like it was wasted. So I'm going to give it maybe a solid 2 out of 5.
Okay. Well, now Battle Cat, they showed a glimpse of him at the very end.
Oh, in the beginning when he was a kitten and like a small cub.
And then they also showed him as a big cat.
Yeah,
You know, when
locked
he was
up.
scared. What's the security cat?
Yeah,
What's his name? Cringer. They show him as Cringer for a little bit, and they show him as Battle Cat.
At the very end, at the tail end,
at the tail end.
and
yeah.
I was just like, how is that earned?
So I kind of understand what you're saying, because like instead of the Battle Cat, they had the big robot.
Yes.
Instead, you know.
And it was annoying. And it was just like,
I think, but me myself personally, I think they're setting it up for part 2. You know, so
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know if it made money enough to do it, unless Amazon's happy with what it did, and they'll make a part 2, maybe straight to streaming, and maybe it's a series versus just a movie. I don't know. I'll be surprised. Honestly.
Oh, I didn't even know it. So Amazon was over that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, me, from what I saw, I would give it 3.5 popcorns. I really did enjoy it. I just didn't like the fact that they went to Earth. I think they did too much. Like the whole story is pretty much built around Adam. Like I said, Skeletor was pretty much the whole movie for the most part. The only thing that was really interesting there.
Yeah.
And
Evelyn did a great job. I thought she did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Evelyn,
she did a great, phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought Evelyn.
So pretty much
Man at Arms, I was kind of disappointed because Elba is a good actor, but he was like basically playing drunk the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's corny. To me, I thought that was corny. And then Tila was a little overbearing to me, and I thought it was a little annoying. And I feel like the toy line Mattel has years of material for He-Man, and maybe they can do something again to bring it back and maybe have a new generation of kids love it again, because like we loved it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, that's our show for today. Now we may hit on Supergirl for our next show. So until next time, peace.
Damn, we did that in one take.